Can I ask, on those 30-mile rides, are you listening to music or listening to podcasts or just zenning?
I change it up. Like sometimes if I have to digest content for me to stay in my work field, like for football, like I'll listen to certain podcasts and I'll listen to certain shows just to kind of hear what the headlines, what people are talking about.
Yeah. What are your regulars? Which ones do you like?
I like the Colin Cowherd show. I like McAfee show. I'll listen to Pardon My Take. I'll listen to those guys.
I was just talking about those guys. They're fucking awesome.
I've seen them from the very beginning, watching them, and it's been cool. So I've always kind of listened to them, and a lot of their humor with sport is similar to my humor. I think McAfee does a great job of bringing in the locker room vibe of how we joan with each other on his show, or that's how the locker room is. Yeah. And so I like watching that, but they also deliver. They kind of give you a good perspective on how, it's just not like so TV anchory,
Sure. Yeah, he's got a tank top.
It's different, and those guys have been in the locker room, so
right.
They got good perspective. So I like listening to those shows. I like the comedic relief from like the PMT and those guys. I think they're funny as hell, and they also deliver the news and what's going on in sports in a very unique way. So I like listening to how they talk and what they do. And I like listening to podcasts because I have a podcast. We still do Games with Names, and you're constantly trying to get better and like just interview style and all that shit.
Yeah.
So new.
Where are you at on Stephen A?
I like Stephen A.
I don't mind him as much as this guy.
I think if you listen to him, because I'm in that world where you have like a time limit to talk and what you have to get your thought process around and your prove it points and stuff. He's like a polished motherfucker when he talks on.
Yeah, literally, his face is polished.
No, no, he's a very smart dude. Now I don't always agree with a lot of his takes.
Yeah.
But I think
I'm fucking around. He's obviously a pro.
Yeah, there's a reason why there's like only 2 people at ESPN now.
I know, right?
One's him.
It is pretty weird though, isn't it? It's like, man, they fired so many good people over there.
Times are changing. I don't know, man. It's, they're trying to bring in that world of like how us younger people digest content.
Right.
That's through what we're doing right now, podcasts. Like
totally.
The Pat McAfee show, that's essentially they're trying to capture podcasts on TV for people that haven't really gone over to that market.
And that's why it's a hit.
You're crushing on TV right now, the sports show every Sunday morning.
Yeah, Fox Kickoff.
Schrager and everyone.
Yeah, Schrager's awesome.
Yeah.
Krista Thompson, Charles Woodson.
Yes. It's a
and
good
Mike
show.
Vick. Yeah, it's fun. It's been a really great environment, and I've been in that world now going on. This will be my 4th year. Crazy. Wow. You remember when we were coming out here doing Inside the NFL. I think I was a little stressed about that at first when I had to do that. It's different. And anytime you haven't done something, it's like terrifying.
Sure.
I don't know, at least for me. And so, I've gotten some ropes under, and then I went to Fox, and Fox is live TV.
Oh, yeah.
So it's different from live to tape where you could mess up a little.
As comedians, our dick gets hard when we hear live TV because we can ruin a show.
Yeah.
We get so excited. Like I did a show recently on ABC, and it was not live, but I was like, I'll just fuck it up so much they can't edit it without my jokes. And I walked out and they were like, what the fuck did he just do?
Who books these for you?
My publicist, who gets really angry every time. She's like, I just got yelled at again. And I'm like, I can't believe they keep allowing me in here. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. I mean, you've done it on a lot. I go on a wormhole of those things all the time.
But I don't, but as comics, Mark and I, we do those and we're like, oh, we can do anything. And it's so tempting to do something horrible, but I guess for you guys, you're more like, oh no, we just have to not fuck up a word or a take or something.
Yeah, and we've been away from the English world for 15 years. When you're football, you're not practicing. You guys are talking and you guys are writing shit and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can talking in a locker room and talking to a broadcast of people is different.
Right.
There's there's a training mechanism to kind of try to bring that locker room talk in and also be able to portray to people how
it's a good point.
How we all talk.
Yeah.
And it's execution of being able to get your point across, give a couple nuggets about that point, wrap it up and get it all in 35 to 45 seconds, and then try to give a layup to your partner who's sitting next to you. That's like it's like you're trying to have a good show every time.
Well, that's why Charles Barkley's great, because he's great at broadcasting, but he's also half in a locker room where he's like, San Antonio women are fat as hell, Yeah,
That was an amazing soundbite.
Oh yeah,
Those guys are I love watching them.
I love Barkley.
I don't even watch basketball. I'll watch just the halftime show a lot of times.